Welcome to the Smarter Science of Slim, the scientifically proven program where you eat more and exercise less to burn fat and boost health.
Eat smarter, exercise smarter, live better. I am so ready for that.
Hey everyone, Jonathan Bailor back with another bonus Smarter Science of Slim podcast. A very unique and exciting show for you today. Two individuals that I have had the pleasure to work with personally, who I've got to say, people sometimes say, Jonathan, who in the heck reads like 1,300 studies, over 10,000, blah, blah, blah. Like you're crazy. You're crazy. Why are you doing all this? Well, you think I'm crazy in a good way, hopefully. Wait till you hear the story of today's guests. These gentlemen maxed out their credit cards. I hope they don't mind me saying that. They dedicated 9 months of their lives. They traveled over 17,000 miles, 23 flights, interviewed over 33 people with just this noble mission of uncovering all of these new approaches and paths that people are discovering to health. So basically anything other than just eat less and exercise more. These guys basically bet their life on discovering this and telling the story of all these movements so that we could just live better. I mean, that's awesome. Like we should all celebrate that. That's amazing. So many, many thanks. And I'm so excited to share with you the two directors of the film that is going to result from this epic effort. They'll tell you much more about it, but we have got none other than Tomas Reyes, which I'm totally mispronouncing, but he'll fix it for me, and Juan Carlos with us today. Tomas and Juan, welcome, brothers.
Hey, Jonathan. How's it going? Tomas here. Really excited to be here with you.
Hey, man. Juan here. Really happy here.
So first and foremost, let me apologize for completely mispronouncing the name. So could you gentlemen please say your names as they are meant to be said so our listeners can find you on the web?
I'm Tomas Reyes, so you didn't pronounce it too badly, Jonathan. No worries.
And here also Juan Carlos, Juancarlos. So Carlos is fine. Great.
Beautiful. Well, Tomas and Juan, the reason I wanted to get your names out there is, to me, the real story here is you guys. Because who does this? Like you there must be some sort of fire burning inside you that is just unparalleled. What motivated you? So first of all, what is this mission that you're on, and what motivated you to do it?
You know, first of all, it's like how, if you think about health, you think what encompasses all that. And I think food and lifestyle and habits and how mindful you are and some science as well can actually be of great help to reclaim your health and, you know, take care of it yourself.
Yeah. And I think like for me, this subject, it's a lot of it is about a personal frustration with trying the old ways of exercising. And I've always been a little bit overweight, and I've tried different things that haven't worked. And here I'm getting this, I started researching last year about this new information about people just doing things differently. And I wondered, what are they? Is this real? Can I do it? Can I do it? And if I follow this approach, would things change? Then after that, I kind of went down the rabbit hole of one person being more fascinated than the next one, and just expanding my mind on all these subjects, which is fascinating to me.
So if I understand this correctly, was it you gentlemen were having some personal struggles with your health, and you had tried the conventional, just eat less, exercise more, not getting the results you wanted, started to explore alternative approaches, dug the results, and then said, wow, what else is out there?
Correct. And I think I had a visit with a nutritionist and a doctor mid last year, and the nutritionist was overweight and the doctor did look kind of pale. And I started seeing these people who I kind of were talking the walk or walking the talk. I'm not sure what the expression is, or both. And this fascinated me, because I started meeting people that did not only have cogent ideas, their bodies they looked really well. People that were following what they were doing looked really well. And that kind of was really, really exciting, because a lot of things I had no idea existed, they were actually making it work. And that was really cool.
one of the things that fascinated me, gentlemen, about the project you're working on, which if I understand correctly is not only going to be a feature film, but also a 3-part TV program. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So the title of it is Blood, Berries, or Butter and Maverick Wellness Highways. And what I really liked about it, and you guys have gone out of your way to do this, was not treating nutrition, fitness, and alternative, let's call it medicine, as a fad or a religion or this is better or these things are evil, but more just like what is available, who's doing them, what seems to be the efficacy or not. And that's where that blood, berries, or butter comes from. So what I'm curious is, I don't want to spoil the movie for folks, but tell us a little bit about the maybe mutually exclusive approaches you saw and what you learned and what are your takeaways? Is it blood, is it berries, or is it butter?
Well, I would say, Jonathan, it's all of them, because there's not one single solution for everyone. We all have different bodies with different needs, and after talking to the most, extraordinary people in each one of these, let's say, food trends,
there's talk what they are. Like blood, what we mean by blood is more of a Paleolithic, meat and fat-based diet. Again, berries, we're trying to think about vegetarians and veganism. And butter is this kind of new biohacking movement. But again, within those three, there's a lot of similarities about quality of the food. It has been a huge theme that has evolved, staying away from processed food and the effect this processed food has on your hormones and on the functioning of your body. And this is something you speak about a lot and we really like. And it's an idea that we've found that's pretty valid out there. But again, there's a lot of similarity. There's some paleo people that eat a lot more fat than protein, and you have this misconception that it has to be a lot of steak. But again, it's this good food that's close to a natural state, a lot of vegetables, and also understanding there's a lot of misconceptions out there and kind of really understanding what each one is about.
Excellent. So if I understand correctly, there seems to be an underlying thread of the quality of what you're eating, making sure you're getting sufficient nutrition. Everyone seems to like vegetables. And then I want a little bit of editorial here. What do you see as being like, why do some people choose more of the blood, Paleolithic route? Some people choose the berries, more of the vegan, vegetarian route. And some people choose butter, more of this biohacking route. Why does one choose one over the other?
Well, Jonathan, we also explore that with a few of our characters who talk a lot about what you believe in. So you start self-experimenting and exploring what's out there, what makes you feel amazing. What when you wake up in the morning and you have or not have as a breakfast, for example, gets you ready for that day and to have an experience of being alive that's truly awesome. And as one of our characters say, you could be eating very healthy, but if you're eating it with fear, then it's not the same as if you're eating something that's sort of healthy, but you believe that what you're eating is very good for you. So there's a lot of intuition involved. Listening to your body, really become aware of whether what you're eating or what you're doing is making you feel good or not.
And also, I think there's a lot of misconception. I think when you think about Paleolithic diet, a lot of people equate it with a ton of meat, which is not always true. Meat is part of it for sure, but there's a lot of healthy fat component and a vegetable component. Same thing with vegetarians. I think there's this misconception that you need all this protein to be high performing, and yes, you need protein, and there's sources that can give you that. But the key thing is staying from being a junk food vegetarian, in which, yes, you're a vegetarian, but you're still eating the processed junk food that's the vegetarian as opposed to the natural stuff. A lot of it is kind of misspelled. And the butter thing, biohackers, a lot of people think about very extreme things that can be done. And yes, some things are extreme, but there's a lot of things that are just very normal. There's small changes in how you can quantify, for example, your heart rate variability, or how you can quantify your stress levels that help you do small things that can help you a lot. in the long run. So I think there's within each group there's misconceptions, and they have a lot more in common than one may think.
I was just going to chip into that. They have so much in common. Let's say some people want to eat gluten-free. That doesn't matter whether they're vegan, raw, or paleo, or wild, if you want to call it. You know, the quality of the food, the amount of vegetables, you know, cutting down the sugar. All those things come together in every single, you know, eating method.
Yeah, processed food and sugars, big theme. I think all of them kind of stay away from that in every way they can.
I so appreciate that you guys focus on celebrating those similarities rather than demonizing those differences, because right there you hit the nail on the head where you said it's this junk food, and it's not a small problem when 90+% of our population is getting upwards of 60% of their calories from just junk edible products. At this point, it's like the question is not blood, berries, or butter, which is right, but for the love of God, pick anything other than what you're doing right now, because everyone agrees that 60+% of where we're getting our calories is incompatible with any of those healthier lifestyles.
Exactly. And what we wanted to explore were the possibilities, you know, like instead of being overwhelmed by how, you know, screwed up everything is in the food industry, more like what are people doing that can actually change your life for the better? That's like an understatement, but like really make you feel so awesome. And it's really easier than you think.
And the focus on feeling awesome, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's very important, right? Because traditionally health, when there's actually been studies done where if you say this is healthy, people, that is perceived as a negative trait. Like it's going to be disgusting, or it's going to be hard, or it's going to be painful. When by definition, being healthy should be like saying it's good. It's happy, right? Because that's what health is. So that's awesome that you guys are helping to make healthy be healthy again.
It's about delicious foods. It's about fun and when you're doing sports, a lot of our characters mention how if something is fun to do, you tend to actually exercise a lot more and you enjoy it and you repeat it. If you see it as a chore and you're kind of exhausting yourself, there's always the risk of overtraining. And beyond that, it's harder to make it part of your daily routine if you're not getting some enjoyment out of it. The other thing I would add is also in the amazing characters we met is not only the body, but the mind. It's just seeing amazing mental focus, seeing people that can deal with stress really, really well. And you notice it in interviews. This is my third documentary that I've done. And these are really remarkable people in the way that their lifestyle, the way they eat, the way they think about exercise and what they're doing really informs a very, very smart way of talking, and a very people that go deep into the research and also can talk with a lot of focus and mental clarity. So it's not just about body and the six-pack and lifting all these weights, or the endurance. It's about the ability to communicate ideas well and just this sense of curiosity that drives all of them.
It's cool. It sounds like it's just about living your best life, being the best version of yourself, and contributing all the wondrous contributions that I think many of us don't even realize we're capable of until we can unlock this potential, which you explore in this film.
Absolutely, Jonathan. You're completely right. Yeah.
Gentlemen, what are the biggest changes you've personally made based on these interviews?
Well, we've discovered so many things. I mean, I personally, I had the chance to grow up in a household where, you know, in my family, we love to cook and we love good food, and that's natural. So I hardly ate any processed foods ever. But through this documentary, I've always been, I'm a tennis player. I've been practicing yoga for years. But discovering new things like neurological training, like trying to make your brain and your muscles communicate faster and in stronger ways, for example, which is what we'll explore with one of our characters, who's truly, truly mind-blowing, is, you know, something that I could have never think of just on my own. So looking into that and, discovering that you could actually crank up your level of healthy fat intake per day and your brain will be so grateful.
Yeah, for me, it's a lot simpler. I've lost about 22 pounds since the beginning of this journey. Part of it has been being very thrifty about things like that. So there's still a little bit of hunger, not too much, just a little bit. I'm joking here, though. But I don't eat any processed food now. I used to eat a lot of it, except like once in a while where it's impossible, or we're in the middle of Arizona, traveling up to New Mexico, and there's absolutely nothing different than a process. But otherwise, I've changed my diet drastically. I work 16, 18-hour days every day, and I don't get sleepy after my lunch, and I kind of chug along. I think my performance is 3x of what it used to be, and I used to be pretty effective before that. So I have felt this transformation through learning kind of a little bit from each one of the characters, and it's a mindset, but it's also, there's a lot of little things you can do. Processed food, I had no idea until now. Now I can feel right away the effect it did have on me, and it was like a clogged sink. And since it was clogged, in addition to it, didn't help. I wasn't aware of all the damage that was there all the time. But as the sink became unclogged, then there's more water's flowing better, and my mind is more focused, and I'm getting a lot more done. You feel better. You feel a lot easier when something's not going right. So I had applied it to my life in a very simple and real way. And again, the weight is better, the focus is better. I just did a battery of tests, and my uncle is a doctor, and he's like, what the hell is going on here? I haven't seen these kind of test results in a long time. And I'm eating, a lot of healthy fats and protein, little amount of protein, a lot less than I thought I needed, and just staying completely away from processed food, especially sugars. I kind of eliminated that from my diet earlier on. And again, I was an obese child, and my family, there's a lot of obesity. My grandma died of diabetes. So it's not about good genes that I can't really reclaim the good genes. There's a lot of cultural and really family things that would point to the other direction. And I've kind of gone the other thing, and I don't exercise nearly as much as people think I do. I'm just kind of, I exercise very little. I wish I could. I like exercising, I like playing, but I do it very little. And it's, again, this idea of the quality of the food and the quality of your exercise is really, really important.
Tomas,
there's a big aspect also. I feel I've become a lot more mindful than before when it comes to my days, when it comes to eating and moving. So because I've become very sort of mindful of what makes me feel great and not, I'm really grateful when I'm eating something delicious and that's healthy and that's going to make me feel good. So I sort of take the time to appreciate what I'm doing.
Tomas and Juan, this is a very just compelling effort. What's next for you, and what can the listeners do to help get this message of empowerment? Because that's really what I hear, is this is just about empowerment out to the mainstream, which is literally dying for it.
We're right now in the process. Again, as you mentioned earlier, we're maxed. We've done it. We put everything in this project. Absolutely, I put it in all my savings, and Tomas did a little bit of the same. And we're finishing up, and we need some help with. We have a Kickstarter campaign going. If you look in Kickstarter.com at Bloodberries or Butter, you can find it there, or at the B3 Mavericks website, B3 Mavericks.com. And a little bit of, you can pre-purchase the digital downloads of the DVD, a 10-hour premiere, and any of that really allows you more people to see the film, and also you to see the film earlier on, and extra footage that we have uncovered as well.
Yeah, one thing I would say is, like, if people can Google Bloodberries or Butter in Kickstarter and then share the story with as many friends as they can, people that they know will enjoy this, and people that they know this will mean a lot, for. So that would be really cool.
Awesome. Well, I will go ahead and give that a 2 thumbs up, because really, folks, this is just a cool one. You're going to want to check this film out anyway. It's going to be great. So why not contribute now versus contributing later, so that you're going to see it anyway, and now you can know you played a part of getting it out there in the first place. Please do a quick Google search for Blood, Berries, or Butter and Kickstarter. Check it out. Learn more about the project. Spread the good word. I think what Juan and Tomas are doing is absolutely brilliant. Hopefully the movie will live up to the hype. So now you guys got all this pressure on it because I'm saying all this good stuff about it. So it better be good. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I know your guys' hearts and minds are in the right place. And I can't imagine anything but something brilliant coming out the other end based on that. So thank you for dedicating so much of your life, time, and resources to this incredibly empowering message, gentlemen.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for having us.
Listeners, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful conversation as much as I did. Again, we've been talking with the two founders, directors, producers, basically just team Blood, Berries, or Butter, Tomas Reyes and Juan Carlos. Support them so we can support each other. And remember, eat smarter, exercise smarter, and live better. Chat with you soon. Wait, don't stop listening yet.
You can get fabulous free SANE recipes over at carriebrown.com.
And don't forget your 100% free eating and exercise quick start program, as well as free, fun, daily tips delivered right into your inbox at bailorgroup.com. That's BAILOR group.com.